At 1 in the morning, I received a call from the hospital. My husband Jason was in the ER with muscle tears from intense physical activity. At first, I thought I'd misheard. Wasn't Jason supposed to be on a business trip in Jiangsu? How could he end up in a local hospital in the middle of the night with workout injuries? This made no sense. During the drive to the hospital, I desperately tried to rationalize the situation. But the obvious answer loomed, rendering all explanations hollow. My hands trembled so violently I could barely grip the steering wheel. Jason and I had been college sweethearts, together since 21. Married at 26. 8 years of unwavering loyalty. How could he do this? Especially now, when I'd just discovered my pregnancy last week during the checkup he'd accompanied me to. Jason lay pale on the hospital bed, his face whitening further when he saw me. I scanned the room, only medical staff. No suspicious woman. What's going on? Weren't you on a business trip? I demanded, clinging to fragile hope. Sign the forms first. I'll explain later, he muttered, avoiding my gaze as a nurse handed me a surgery consent sheet. His intense exercise had caused severe muscle tears requiring immediate operation. While he was in surgery, I learned the truth. An ambulance had brought him from a 4-star hotel. The hotel's confirmation shattered my last illusion. He checked in with a woman. She'd called 120. An invisible blade twisted in my gut. I gripped my phone like it was Jason's throat, wishing it were. The hotel refused to identify the woman. Ask him yourself, they said. By the time Jason returned post-surgery, icy clarity had settled. I tucked his blanket neatly. Who is she? How long? He kept staring at his hands. I'm sorry. Sorry? My laugh sounded foreign. 10,000 sorries can't fix this. Who is she? But he stayed silent, shielding her like some martyr. Pathetic. Let's divorce, I stated flatly, touching my abdomen. We'll go to the courthouse after you're discharged, he begged, citing our unborn child, claiming it was his first mistake. Big error. Don't mention the baby. Rage erupted. I'll terminate the pregnancy. No child deserves a father like you. We're done. Nurses eventually escorted me out for shouting. I sat frozen outside until dawn, then mechanically drove home. Numbness replaced pain, the winter chill had stolen all feeling. Financial reckoning came next. Our house. I'd contributed to 8 million of the 3 million yuan down payment. He'd get 10% of the current 5 million value. The car was my dowry. Our savings? Barely 300K. Drained by his family's endless crises, his mother's surgeries, his brother's failed businesses. The math electrocuted me. Marrying Jason had been financial suicide. My relatives had joked about the mismatch, a privileged city girl wedding a rural striver. But I'd been blind, dazzled by his ambition and affection. Reality slapped me raw. The doorbell rang around noon. Jeremy slouched in with gelled hair and skinny jeans, munching grapes from my fruit bowl. Where's Jason? I said nothing. How could I explain his brother's betrayal? The shame stuck in my throat. Jason didn't press further. He devoured the fruit platter on the couch like a starved animal while making small talk. I knew instantly he'd come to borrow money again. Sure enough, after rambling about his grand plans, Jeremy asked $4.50K as seed money to film travel vlogs combining his passions with income. In the past, I'd have thrown him a few grand just to shut him up. But after Jason's betrayal, this parasite still dared show his face? When he started waxing poetic about monetizing wanderlust, I coldly cut him off. You still owe me $4K from August rent and $300K from your failed boutique. Let's settle those first. Sis. What's gotten into you? Jeremy finally noticed my frosty demeanor. Fight with Jason? Don't call me that. We're filing for divorce. The Wilsons mean nothing to me now. He mistook this for marital squabbles. launching into tedious defenses of his brother's virtues. My composure shattered when he praised Jason's devotion. I spilled everything: the affair, the betrayal, the impending divorce. Jeremy's mask slipped. Good riddance. You think you're some prize? Jason only married you for your parents' properties and local residency. With your looks. Please. You bought your husband. His words crystallized the truth. 2 apartments. 1 hookoo. A decade's head start. Our passionless marriage hadn't been Jason's nature, just his indifference toward me. The man who'd screwed his mistress into muscle strain clearly understood passion. Suddenly, I blessed the affair. Without it, I'd have borne Wilson children, funded their clan, and let them pick my parents' bones clean. Shivering, I began packing Jason's belongings. In the study, I found his old phone, the too shabby to gift mom device he'd refused to part with months prior. It still used his default passcode. The gallery held my answer: dozens of photos with a fox-faced influencer, enlarged eyes, rhinoplasty nose, filler-sharpened jawline. Jealousy curdled as I studied her face. That diamond-shaped contour, the petulant mouth downturn, memories surged of another cruel smirk from a decade past. Could this homewrecker be? My hacker cousin traced her digital footprint within hours. Vivian Smith. 28. Beauty blogger. 3 ex-boyfriends' accounts now bookmarked. When he asked why I needed her info, I lied about a shopping scam. The name confirmed everything: Vivian Smith. Nay Chi Pan Pan. The demon who'd carved scars on my soul now wore lip fillers instead of braces. 10 years hadn't erased those claw marks. Tonight, I'd return every ounce of pain with compound interest. As I mapped Vivian's routines: spin classes at 7 a.m., Botox Thursdays, clubbing weekends, cold clarity settled. The universe owed me justice. Since heaven wouldn't collect, I'd become the reckoning. I never knew I had a knack for playing detective. Vivian Smith portrayed herself online as the picture of tranquility. Yet this devil from my past flooded her Weibo with melancholic pseudo-poetry. Lines like "I brave blizzards through memories while you seek salvation in dictionaries," and sometimes vibrant blooms of joy merely foreshadow darkest despair, accompanied by filtered 45-degree selfies featuring delicate pouts and demure glances. She perfected that sweet, innocent act, the kind that'd make Reddit's anti-cringe brigade collectively gag. The sort of performative fragility that'd have Nicholas Sparks groveling for writing lessons. I nearly vomited scrolling through it. My cousin tipped me off that Vivian now worked as a gym receptionist. Checking the fitness center's location revealed its proximity to Jason's office. They'd likely met there. Jason started weight training 2 years ago, and their tagged photos began appearing last summer. Their affair had lasted over a year, despite his claims of it being a one-time mistake. Pathetic. This leech supporting his entire family with my money dared cheat? The audacity made my skin crawl. On Vivian's alternate account, I noticed her joining a cosmetics WeChat group. After acquiring a burner phone number, I infiltrated the chat. Her profile photo made identification effortless. I resisted immediately adding her. Better to let the prey approach the trap. Days later, Jason returned home post-hospitalization. I'd ignored all his desperate calls. But tonight, I prepared his favorite dishes. His shocked expression when seeing the spread almost amused me. "Yen yen, you forgive me?" he stammered. "Eat first." I deflected, noting his surgical weight loss. Though alcohol contradicted his recovery diet, I opened wine, liquid courage to stomach the coming charade. I picked at my food, offering monosyllabic replies until 3 drinks deep. Then the waterworks began. Jason seized the moment to embrace me, spewing apologies and promises to dump Vivian. I sobbed until my ribs ached before delivering the clincher: "Only our baby makes me reconsider. Cut ties completely, and I'll give us another chance." His relieved grin made me mentally circle abortion clinic dates: 8 weeks pregnant. Optimal timing. Faking abdominal pain. I diagnosed myself with threatened miscarriage requiring bed rest. "You're still recovering," I'll stay at my parents'. I offered. His gratitude stank of cheap cologne and cheaper lies. Post-abortion at my childhood home. I curated an Instagram-worthy alternate identity, lavish brunches. Strategically blurred luxury items. Aspirational travel snaps. Simultaneously, I engaged Vivian's cosmetics group, praising her comments until recognition sparked. I seeded the chat with photos of high-end skincare freebies. Watching digital vultures swarm. Vivian missed claiming the first 2 giveaways but bit when I cleared closet space with a designer handbag. Her friend requests notification that night ignited grim satisfaction, the demon who destroyed my family was walking into hell. She messaged instantly, "Any more freebies? Love your taste." I photographed my entire vanity. Take whatever. Her greed astounded even me. "Can I have everything?" Followed by a sickly sweet emoji. The $1 500 care package I mailed contained no skin-melting acids. Why mar perfection when annihilation's the goal? Within days, Vivian deemed me her wealthy BFF, proof that female bonding thrives on superficiality. Sleepless nights brought unwelcome thoughts, had they been ordinary cheaters. Would I walk away? Perhaps. But their sins exceeded betrayal, they'd orchestrated my personal apocalypse. As for the embryo? Thank God it resembled a lentil more than a child. Grieving would have complicated everything. Let them savor this false peace. The reckoning comes. After recuperating at my parents' house for a week, my physical health had mostly recovered, and my mind achieved unprecedented tranquility. Scrolling through Vivian's new social media photos left me utterly unperturbed, though I instantly recognized the hand resting near the plate's edge in one picture. I'd know that hand's contour anywhere, it belonged to Jason. Jason had taken Vivian to trendy restaurants, strolled through parks feeding koi fish, watched movies together, and even bought her a necklace. I double-tapped Vivian's post with saccharine enthusiasm. "So happy for you too. Your man must be gorgeous." Let's be honest, Jason's no Adonis. Back in our college days, he wouldn't have cracked the top 20 among my suitors. What cosmic joke made me pick this trash? Vivian replied with a blushing emoji. Their date clearly went swimmingly. When my parents saw me packing, Mom's voice thickened with emotion. "The house felt perfectly fine until you came back. Now your departure leaves an ache." New silver strands glinted in her hair as she folded my sweater. I forced a grin. "You'll love having fewer dishes to wash." Dad abruptly spoke while watering geraniums. 2 children would have been better. They could take turns visiting. "Dad, you're drowning the plants." I pointed at water pooling beneath the pot, its surface shimmering like spilled tears. Mom stood frozen with my cardigan, eyes reddening. We never mentioned the decade-old wound, the reason her nightmares still sprout white roots faster than dye can conceal. Jason became obnoxiously attentive upon my return, brandishing newly arrived parenting guides. "This relationship manual's essential for new mothers. Study these, we want our baby thriving." Ah yes. The royal we. His contribution? Buying books. My smile strained facial muscles. "You're so thoughtful. Honey, our little one's lucky to have such a devoted father." "Maybe a girl first," he mused. "Daughters help with younger siblings. You could work while raising them." His fantasy unfolded, me grinding double shifts. Him frolicking with mistresses. I nearly vomited. "Speaking of news," I interjected. "My uncle's getting promoted at the Financial Regulatory Bureau." Jason's eyes lit up like slot machines. My fictitious uncle in banking oversight made his fintech ambitions salivate. "Let's host a dinner," he clamored. "Patience," I chided. "Wait till it's official." The lie hung sweet as arsenic. Meanwhile, I schooled Vivian via DM, make him invest more, gifts, trips, jewelry. Men cling to what they've spent on. "But I don't want to seem greedy," she demurred. The same girl who'd begged internet strangers for luxury skincare. I shared my success story. "My husband was married when we met." The hag refused to step aside. I sharpened my looks. mastered bedroom tricks, drained his accounts. Vivian gasped. You're a genius. My situation's similar, his wife's pregnant with political family ties. Find leverage. I advised. Dig up his secrets. Increase his sunk costs. Sunk what? She asked. Facepalm. To accelerate the farce, I gifted Jason a $3,000 counterfeit Rolex. The peasant marveled at the luxury timepiece. Where'd you get this? Savings. Darling. My smile could have cut glass. For the man who gives me everything. The stage was set. Let the rats feast on gilded poison. The gift someone gave to my uncle. He didn't dare to wear it out and wanted to sell it cheap. When I heard the price was such a good deal, I took the initiative to buy it myself. You're definitely going to rise through the ranks. And only this luxury watch is worthy of you. With a bunch of nonsense and flattery, I had Jason so buttered up he didn't know which way was up. Looking at his ridiculous face, I felt deeply guilty toward my uncle. My uncle has always been clean-handed, yet I framed him for taking bribes. I'm such a piece of shit. Staring at Vivian's social media, I figured out she'd been on another date with Jason. I went to chat with her. I sent her pictures of several luxury watches asking which looked best, saying my wedding anniversary was coming up and I wanted to get my husband a timepiece. Of course. The watch I gave Jason was in the selection. Vivian immediately spotted that particular model. My boyfriend has the same watch. I just saw him wearing it the other day and told him how nice it looked. He has it too? I typed calmly. Then why did you say he's broke? Do you know how much this costs? After hearing the price I quoted, Vivian got agitated. So he's actually loaded? That's outrageous. Wearing a watch this expensive himself while only giving me a $200 necklace? He's just not willing to invest in you. I advised her. You need to push him. Make him develop the habit of spending on you. Vivian started pressuring Jason. I knew this because I secretly accessed Jason's bank account and saw multiple large withdrawals. Those SKP luxury purchases must have made Vivian happy. Seeing those numbers, my heart ached in a way I hadn't felt in years. Jason never gave me anything that expensive. After all these years together, he never loved me. Marrying me was just about cutting corners. Nothing to do with feelings. A few days later, Vivian came to me with good news. You're amazing. I want to learn from you. Your strategy worked so well. My boyfriend's been buying me tons of stuff lately. She sent me photos. Gloating. Men really need some manipulation to behave. I was so dumb before. I congratulated her and told her to keep it up. Appetites grow gradually. No rush. Everything was going according to plan until today's close call. Jason saw my used tampons in the trash and asked what they were. All bloody. Since the abortion, I've been carefully using tampons during my period. Afraid he'd notice pads. Oh, these were for a nosebleed. I lied. Worrying. My pregnancy would hit 3 months soon. Would my flat stomach make Jason suspicious? Searching online, I found many women don't show until nearly 5 months. Relieved. I still had 2 months. Worst case, I'll strap on a fake bump. Claiming the baby's position made sex dangerous. I won't let Jason touch me. He might not notice the prosthetic. While brainwashing Vivian, I tracked down her ex-boyfriend. This guy used to be a gym trainer. Now bartending. His social media selfies showed off his thug-like persona. His dumb comments confirming he's all brawn no brain. At the bar, I tipped him heavily after ordering drinks, asking for his contact information. The tip worked. He added me instantly. Not lingering in the crowded bar, I left soon after. Next day, I invited him to dinner, probably thinking I was hitting on him. Vivian's ex played hard to get but accepted. After treating him to a nice restaurant, I showed him photos from my phone, Vivian and Jason cozying up. Faces pressed together. What's this supposed to mean? His expression darkened, instantly recognizing Vivian. That's your girlfriend, right? I said calmly. The man in the photo is my husband. Your girl's been screwing him behind your back. He exhaled, relaxing. We broke up ages ago. Her messing with your man? Take it up with her. Feigning shock, you split? But her social media still has your photos from 4 months ago. Really over. He cursed. No wonder she dumped me, found a sugar daddy. I wanted you to control her. I said, eyes downcast. My husband's obsessed. Never comes home. If this continues, I'll have to hire someone to beat her. Uninterested in his ex's drama. He stood to leave. Zero sympathy for this scorned wife. I stopped him. Sir, help me reason with her. I'll pay you. Money? His half-risen ass plopped back down. Yes. I said, feigning sudden inspiration. When my husband meets Vivian, crash their date. Pretend you're her boyfriend. Tell him to back off. Holy shit. That could work? He mirrored my fake epiphany. Please. I begged tearfully. I'm pregnant. I can't lose my family. He named a price. After haggling, we settled on a deposit with balance upon completion, businesslike and precise. His gears kept turning. If I rough up your husband too, can we up the price? My eyes lit up. Absolutely. But don't go too hard, keep him breathing. Jason still has uses. After planting trackers in his car, 3 days later I got their meetup location. Sent the address to him and waited home. That night, his message came through, mission accomplished. Send the balance. When my husband gets home, I'll finish inspecting and pay the remaining balance. I've already paid half the final payment while waiting for Jason. 2 hours later, Jason returned home battered and bruised. His glasses shattered. Limping so badly he nearly tripped over the doorstep. Jason! What happened? I rushed to support him, settling him on the couch while fetching ice packs. He muttered about encountering a lunatic during his walk. Some rabid dog attacked me out of nowhere. Did you file a police report? That maniac should be locked up. I feigned outrage while examining his injuries. The split lip and scraped neck told their own story. Jason avoided my eyes. Not worth the hassle. He shuffled to shower, claiming shoe prints stained his clothes. I barely suppressed my laughter. Checking the time, I texted Vivian from my secondary account, just watched this amazing show you'd love. She responded instantly with tearful emojis. When I asked what's wrong, she lamented, my ex ambushed my date. Accused me of two-timing and beat up my boyfriend. I smirked while typing consolations. Her ex happened to be the same thug I'd paid $500 earlier. Did your boyfriend misunderstand? We fought terribly. Vivian's messages flooded in. He thinks I'm cheating. What should I do? I ignored her panic, switching to my drama. Let the fools wallow, my entertainment was just beginning. Jason emerged from the shower, his swollen face making me wish I'd tipped Zhaojing extra. He slumped to bed without conversation, doubtless agonizing over his battered pride and possibly re-injured manhood. The next day, I met Jeremy near my office. Money greased every wheel with this one. Your brother's still seeing that woman, I stated bluntly. I need him to dump her. Jeremy's eyes lit up at mention of startup funds. My plan was simple, have him flirt with Vivian at Jason's gym using his brother's membership. Let Jason discover his mistress chasing family. Classic divide and conquer. Jeremy grinned. Get them suspicious of each other. Done deal. True to form, Jason became model husband after his beating home early. No suspicious outings. That evening, I read him a news article about a love triangle murder. Foolish. He scoffed. ruining lives over jealousy. But some people are unhinged. I pressed. Like Zhao Jing attacking you. We can't control others' madness. Jason paled, unconsciously touching his bruises. The seed was planted. Later, I transferred Jeremy's travel vlogging funds after receiving gym selfies with Vivian. Let the dominoes fall. After taking a beating, no wonder there's lingering trauma. Serves me right. I logged into my alternate account to ask Vivian what was going on, claiming I'd been traveling and hadn't checked WeChat. Vivian responded with theatrical melancholy, complaining her boyfriend had grown distant. She'd been showering him with affection, but their relationship wasn't the same. When he kept citing overtime work, she suspected he was rushing home to his frumpy wife. The term frumpy wife barely registered now. I advised her to give Jason the cold shoulder. Men can't survive on sweet talk alone, spoil them rotten and they'll walk all over you. People are inherently ungrateful, grovel and they'll disrespect you. Play hard to get and they'll come crawling. But if I ignore him now, won't we drift apart completely? Vivian countered. At least she wasn't completely dense. Trust me. I insisted, brainwashing her with the wisdom of a former mistress who'd successfully climbed the social ladder. Playing hot and cold always works. After some hesitation, Vivian finally took my advice. Perfect. Time for phase 2. Anticipating Jason might refuse to share his gym membership with Jeremy, mistresses being dirty secrets best kept hidden, I paid for Jeremy's membership myself, claiming it was a corporate freebie. I showed Vivian's photos to Jeremy, urging him to accidentally meet her at the gym. Jeremy returned from his gym visit remarking how surprisingly innocent Vivian seemed. All soft-spoken and gentle. The unspoken verdict, no wonder my brother fell for her. How did this demoness masquerade as purity incarnate? Get some cozy-looking photos with her, I instructed Jeremy. 2 days later, he sent shots of them standing shoulder to shoulder, his arm draped casually around her. I told him to forward these to Jason while bragging about some gym hottie throwing herself at him. An hour later, Jeremy texted, "You're a genius. Sis." Jason's losing it, alternately calling me delusional and grilling me about how Vivian seduced me. Dude's having a meltdown. Of course he was. His precious mistress wasn't just two-timing him, now she was allegedly making moves on his own brother. Vivian's halo had undoubtedly tarnished into a glaring red flag. That evening, Jason skipped dinner, nursing his wounded ego. My gut said they'd had a blowout fight ending in breakup talk. Sure enough, Vivian soon came whining about Jason being a heartless bastard who'd tired of her and was now slandering her as promiscuous. I nearly choked laughing. Since when do cheating scumbags demand moral purity from their mistresses? When pressed about her plans, Vivian moaned about lacking leverage. Unless I crash his office, but what's that achieve? Corporate scandals only matter for politicians. I dismissed. Find real dirt. Next day brought news. Vivian had discovered a nude shower video of Jason, some old playful recording now turned blackmail material. She planned to demand compensation for her wasted youth. How disappointingly cliché. When she asked for amount suggestions, I said $2 million minimum. That luxury watch collection proved Jason had hidden wealth, likely from his heiress wife. Don't demand it all at once, make it sting gradually. I typed, watching my pale reflection glare back from the darkened phone screen. Nietzsche was right about abysses gazing back. But I'd dance along the edge without falling. The broken ones would be them, not me. Vivian mapped out her extortion plan, $300K for a nail salon, $600,000 for her parents' house. The rest later. As she marched off to confront Jason, I lounged eating strawberries while watching him through the study doorway. His face purpled as furious typing intensified. Vivian must have sent the video. Jason, these strawberries are divine. Want some? My cheerful offer met with a strained grimace. Watching him pace like a caged animal later, I called sweetly, trouble at work? Minor issues. He forced through clenched jaw. Nothing to worry about. The strawberry tasted sweeter with every lie. All right. Then handle it yourself. Just don't even think about dipping into the family account. Over the next few days, Jason became visibly anxious and irritable. His lips cracked from stress. And he looked utterly drained. Nude videos might be a cliché, but there's still nuclear options. If Vivian really went scorched earth and leaked that footage online, Jason's career would be toast. He's been clinging to my uncle's coattails for that big promotion. No way he'd risk this kind of scandal. Don't know how Jason scraped the cash together, but a week later Vivian told me she'd gotten paid. Vivian was ecstatic. The thrill of cold hard cash made her realize love wasn't worth squat. Money smelled way sweeter than romance. I used to be so dumb, she mused, pushing him to divorce that frumpy wife and build a life with me. But what's so great about marriage? Men always want what they don't have. Even if he married me, he'd probably cheat. Better to drain his wallet for bags and perfume. Typical mistress logic, all men cheat. No exceptions. I just smiled. Vivian's nail salon launched in a prime downtown storefront. She hired 2 girls to run it while she played boss, splurging on a fancy renovation. She complained they'd already sunk 80 grand before opening. I did the math, figured she'd be hitting Jason up for round 2 soon. She burned through cash faster than I imagined. Less than a month later, she demanded another payout. Emboldened by her first success, she went for the jugular, $1 million this time. Is it too much? She fretted. What if he blocks me and tells me to screw off? I reassured her Jason wouldn't throw away his bright future over chump change. Honestly, I was baffled she never considered he might go to the cops. Mistresses and legality mix like oil and water. The night Vivian made her demand, Jason couldn't sleep. I woke to find him chain-smoking on the balcony, moonlight etching new lines on his face. Almost pitiful. I rolled over and snuggled deeper into warm blankets. I told Vivian to strike fast, don't let men second guess. She hounded him relentlessly. Jason came home for dinner each night, tension radiating off him. Timing was perfect. Over rice bowls. I casually mentioned a true crime story from a coworker. Some balloon salesman tried killing his gambling addict mistress by rigging helium tanks to leak carbon monoxide. Cops almost wrote it off as accidental poisoning. I said. Jason's chopsticks froze midair. After dinner, I played doting wife. You look exhausted. Honey, Uncle asked about you today, said you're his golden boy. Just keep your nose clean. I patted my belly. Baby's counting on Daddy's big promotion. 2 paths: skyrocket up the corporate ladder with my family's connections, or drown in a mistress blackmail. Jason wasn't stupid. When he reached for my bump, I flexed my abs to fake a pregnancy swell. 5 months and barely showing? He worried. Posterior uterus. I lied. Doctor says it's fine. 2 days later, Vivian texted, Jason wanted to meet Sunday. Her yoga class was that morning. The yoga ball would be in her trunk. Sunday dawned. Colleagues' farewell dinner. Jason announced. Don't wait up. I smiled sweetly. Let the games begin. Once he stepped through that door, there was no turning back. I wanted him to march forward without hesitation or doubt. What I felt for him wasn't love, only hatred. 8 years together. I'd believed we shared mutual affection, never imagining he'd only coveted my parents' property and savings. Our marriage had been transactional from the start, devoid of any romance. He'd never loved me. My entire 8 years had been a cruel joke. I waited all day for Jason. He returned earlier than expected. His composure unnervingly steady. Not a trace of guilt or anxiety, if anything. He seemed invigorated, like he'd shrugged off some tremendous burden. Chills crawled down my spine as the true darkness of human nature revealed itself. My secret phone showed no updates, no messages from Vivian, no social media activity. That night, I couldn't bear sharing a roof with Jason, claiming my best friend needed company during her husband's business trip. I fled to her apartment. Sleep never came. Moonlight streamed through the window as I tossed restlessly, my mind churning like boiling oil. Though events were unfolding exactly as planned, I felt no satisfaction, only dread. Vivian's fatal car accident came through Jeremy's text the next afternoon. The gym crowd says it was gruesome. He wrote with a shrug emoji. Karma for seducing my brother? I didn't respond. This wasn't punishment for her affair with Jason, this was retribution for the girl she destroyed a decade earlier. When authorities arrested Jason 2 months later for rigging Vivian's yoga ball with carbon monoxide, causing her fatal collision, I watched from my high-rise window as they led him away. No triumph stirred in my hollowed chest. Just arid stillness. I waved goodbye to the man who'd been my husband, knowing we'd never meet again in this lifetime. Jeremy came begging for money when his mother fell ill. We're divorced. I reminded him over the phone. But you were family, he pleaded. Mom's life depends on this. My response stayed frosty, no. His anger erupted. You're carrying the Wilson heir. That baby's her grandchild. Ah. I smiled coldly. I terminated that pregnancy at 6 weeks. Your brother miscalculated. After blocking Jeremy's number, unexpected relief washed over me. Their mention of the child had ruptured the dam containing years of suppressed rage. The cemetery breeze carried pigeon whistles through cypress trees as I knelt before my sister's weathered gravestone. Her 14-year-old smile glowed in the carved portrait, sunlight forever catching her glossy hair. Tears fell freely as I heard her voice again, that sweet, girlish lisp asking when I'd come home for summer break. She never saw another season. While Vivian faced mere expulsion after tormenting my sister, stabbing her with compasses, publicly stripping her, dumping menstrual waste on her head, my sibling chose permanent escape from a 15th-floor ledge. The diary I kept from our parents revealed everything, its pages warped by tear stains. For years I'd plotted vengeance only to lose Vivian's trail. Yet fate delivered her back, matured into the same venomous creature. Now extinguished. Do I regret it? Never. Monsters belong in hell. Resting my cheek against the cool marble, I inhaled floral offerings as cotton clouds drifted overhead. My parents often muse how 2 daughters could have shared caretaking duties. If only. I'm no saint, but I'll spend my days striving to be the sister and daughter she deserved. The breeze whispered through grass blades as sunlight warmed the inscription, a girl forever 15. Preserved in summer's amber. Jason Wilson, known as Mr. Wilson in the business world, is the eldest son of the Wilson family. Vivian Smith, often referred to as Miss Smith, is the heiress of the Smith family. They were each other's first love during their college years. But fate had other plans. At a charity gala last week, Jeremy unexpectedly showed up with Vivian as his date, causing Jason's champagne flute to slip from his fingers. The shattered crystal mirrored the tension between the brothers. Jason's jaw tightened while Jeremy flashed his signature carefree grin, arm draped possessively around Vivian's waist. The social media sphere exploded when paparazzi shots circulated of Vivian tearfully leaving Jeremy's penthouse at dawn. Twitter trends exploded with #WilsonDrama as netizens dissected every detail. That beach club photo from last summer proves Jason never stopped loving her, tweeted one avid fan, while others speculated about shareholding patterns in Wilson Enterprises. Yesterday's press conference took a dramatic turn when Jason strode onto the podium, interrupting his father's speech. This family's legacy shouldn't be built on stolen patents and broken promises, he declared, staring directly at the live camera feed. Across town, Vivian watched the broadcast while mechanically shredding their decade-old love letters, each torn page matching the rhythm of Jeremy's furious keyboard strokes in his downtown loft.